these problems. And so, precisely, we are 1 month after that call. So what progress has been made? And we shall be discussing on that. If we have time, dear viewers, we shall take a second topic where we shall be talking on the upcoming municipal elections and legislative elections, whereby we know very well that the Constitution empowers the President of the Republic to maybe extend the mandates of municipal councillors and parliamentarians 18 months. And so it expired last year and the President had to extend it. So it will expire maybe this February, this March. And so the elections, except otherwise, has to hold constitutionally. So we shall be looking at that also, as Cameroonians are expecting that the President of the Republic in the days ahead, about by the 10th, 11th, should be calling on the polls. So at this time, dear viewers, we have two panelists here who are going to discuss on these topics. First of all, I want to welcome Jomo Cyril. You are highly welcome on Crossviews on Royal TV.
Good evening, Mr. Wambo. Good evening to televiewers of Royal TV. It's a pleasure to be on air. I want to take this opportunity to greet more than 200,000 Cameroonians that are in different prison centers following the aftermath of the October the 12th presidential election. Mostly our brother from the northern part of the country. Unfortunately, Issa Chiroma Bakare, who is our president-elect, happened to be in Gambia, and while we are still here, hoping that some positive things should be coming from the Gambia, we are here in the country, mixed with promises, slogans, with people who are simply usurpating power that nobody gave them.
But if you talk of president-elect, yes, I know. If you talk of president-elect here, maybe it's the view of maybe the opposition, and you are of the Cameroon Renaissance movement. So
yeah, as you presented me, I saw under my picture, my name, so you don't need to present me again to you. So I was just using that opportunity to tell our brothers who are unjustly detained that your mouthpiece is out here advocating for your freedom, and whatever the time is going to take, you shall be free in the name of Allah.
Okay, thank you so very much, everyone. As I said, he's of the Cameroon Renaissance movement, and he just said President-elect Chiroma Bakare. But no, constitutionally or legally, as I could put it, the Constitutional Council declared President Paul Biya the winner of that election. But he's of the opposition. He has his rights to express, but we work with legality. You are highly welcome to Crossview on Royal TV. My dear brother, Sinjo Armstrong.
Thank you very much, the moderator, Mr. Williams. I want to welcome my brother, Mr. Jomo Cyril of the MRC political party. Quite some long time that I have not shared a space like this with him. I was expecting to meet him during the presidential elections. I didn't see him. Probably he was definitely busy with some political assignments. Thank God, I'm glad to have him here again with us. Mr. Moderator, a lot has happened. I remember on Monday we were talking about moral decadence in our community, or in our school, I beg your pardon. Today I was just, I went to Douala. and coming back, I witnessed an unfortunate situation around Bonaberi, where a young man was about to strangle her mother, and out of curiosity I approached that scene. The young man expressed dissatisfaction for the fact that the mother has refused to die because he allegedly belonged to a sacred court where the young man said he has already sacrificed the mom. So he doesn't know why the mother is refusing to die. Unfortunately, it shows that the mother has a backup. She's a faithful woman. She attends good church, and from what we got, and I think her God that she's serving save her. So the young man expressed frustration that as he stands, he's going to die at any moment if the mother does not go. So the population intervened and that situation was rescued. Coming back in Boya, I also noticed a very situation in one of our public schools out here where we learned a teacher allegedly flogged a young man because the young man was admiring his female teacher, and so he was caught up and flogged. And the incident highlights the growing concern of indecent dressing in spearheaded by most of those female teachers in our school milieu. So it is a very disturbing situation, but that is that is our society that we find ourselves.
I think that does not give the leeway for students to express love to the teacher.
No,
I don't know.
No,
Very young boy.
Yeah, no, the student only admire the teacher. That is what we got. They only admire the teacher, but again, we don't know the type of admiration.
Been, like admiring, but expressing, "Madam, you are beautiful." The madam thought is just a student trying to appreciate her.
Yeah.
But before she realized, the student has been approaching her, saying some other things.
That is what we find about our school village today, like we said on Monday.
And just to remind you, our topic of Monday is like we had to trigger Yaoundé. An interministerial committee has been formed to make sure that they follow up what is happening in our schools, to make sure that they regulate situations. And so, dear viewers, before we get into our topic, we shall go for a very short break. When we come back, we'll take our topic.
Hey, Royal TV viewers, your voice matters, and now we want to hear it louder than ever. We've created a special WhatsApp feedback group just for you. Got opinions about our shows? Suggestions to make Royal TV better? Compliments, complaints, or hot takes? This is your direct line to us. Joining is easy. Simply scan the QR code on your screen right now and you're instantly connected to the Royal TV community. Be part of the conversation. Influence our programs. Help shape the future of your favorite TV station. Don't just watch. Interact, engage, be heard. Scan the code and join the Royal TV WhatsApp group now. When we dream alone, it is only a dream. But when many dream together, it is the beginning of a new reality.
Welcome back, dear viewers, dear lovers of Crossviews on Royal TV. We'll take the first topic, which says Cameroon's socio-political instability. President Biya's call for community dialogue as remedy. 1 month on, what's progress? Let me begin with you, the politician, Cyril, your colleague, President Paul Biya, having interest for Cameroonians, decided to call for community dialogue during his end-of-year speech, and it's about 1 month. And what has the Cameroon Renaissance movement done to make sure that the head of state calling on this, let us bring this brouhaha to an end?
I think that the socio-political landscape of our country is one that is witnessing a lot of instability. Instability at different segments of the state, starting with the government itself, where members are taking a personal initiative without following instruction from the head of government, who is the Prime Minister. So the Cameroon Renaissance movement of Professor Maurice Kamto is busy on the field, calling Cameroonians to go and register on the electoral list, because once election is convened, they will not have the will. I mean, they will not have the ability to do so again. But as I said, the cacophony that is happening between ministers, the most recent one is that of the Douala Seaport, where the scanning department is having a conflict between the Secretary General of the Presidency and the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister advocating that the previous scanner, what they call the SGS, Société Générale de Services, should continue its activity as it has been doing since 2015, while the Secretary General at the Presidency, Ferdinand Gongo, is rather advocating for transatlantic. So that barra has been going on the whole of this week, and it's affecting those who do importation, and that is where it affects the socio-economic life of Cameroonians. So people who have imported goods like phones, cars, fridges are having difficulties to clear their charges from the Douala Seaport because of the scanning challenge. And this one is coming just few weeks after the poor waste disposal challenge, where we saw Minister Atangan Chipol infuriating in Minister Celestine Kecha Kutes.
No, but how does this now affect the community dialogue that the President of the Republic convened?
Mr. Bia,
to make sure
Mr. Bia does not have the
we-
legitimacy to be instructing Cameroonians to have any dialogue.
No, we know very well he has, because
So-
constitutionally. But now let's look at
We
the
will not have that
community.
debate here, Mr. Mwambo.
Yes.
We are observing that his team is not united, so he cannot be given instruction. I'm saying from a perspective of those that he has selected amongst Cameroonians to help him man governance.
Okay.
They are not. They are not coordinated among themselves. They are not
But is the
respecting the
Cameroonian
instruction of the Prime Minister.
It's a Cameroon Renaissance movement.
There is no
Doing
dialogue.
something.
There is no
but let
dialogue.
me come. We are talking about community dialogue. Is the Cameroon Renaissance movement doing something to end this crisis?
Which crisis are we talking about? It's not one crisis that the Cameroon. Now we are talking about post-electoral crisis.
We have the Anglophone crisis, post-electoral crisis. We have all what you're trying
Let's
to say.
talk
In the
about
north, we
let's
have
talk about the
crisis.
post-electoral crisis, for instance. I introduced the program by saying that 2,000 Cameroonians are illegally detained by the Biya regime. After the election, they said that all the underage children were freed. There is a lawyer, a barrister, Fabien Kenye, who just made a tour in the West region. She visited all the prisons from Fumba to Bafoussam to Chang and to Buda. And in his dismay, he discovered that underage children between 14 to 16 were still unjustly detained in this prison. And according to stories that were narrated to him, they were exposing situations where torture took place. And when we talk of torture, it's already against the international convention that Cameroon have ratified as far as human rights protection is concerned.
Okay.
So these are promises that Mr. Paul Atanganji said that the government of Mr. Biya have settled. But 1 month or 3 months after, we are still having underage children unjustly detained.
Okay,
So you are
maybe-
talking about dialogue. At what point do we start dialoguing when the people who are holding power unjustly cannot even respect their own words? They go on air and speak things that they
Maybe I'll come back to you. Let me turn now to Sinjo. We are talking about community dialogue here in order to solve this problem that we have. We know how Cameroonian, maybe civilian, military, and so on have been dying some people have been detained, and so on. What's your take about this community dialogue? What do you think? Do you think it's really possible?
Thank you very much, the moderator. I think Mr. Bia's message on December 31st came by the fact that within the context of the Anglophone crisis, that it has to call for community dialogue. I think that the president, for once, he has been honest this time to know that the major national dialogue he called has not produced the result that Cameroonians are yearning for. Most of the proposals that came up for the major national dialogue have not been able to address the problem in question. And on December 31st, President Paul Biya felt that, and I would like to say that if he's calling for community dialogue, there's a clear indication that those his minister or those he has appointed in those areas, they might have not been telling the truth, and that's why he feel that community dialogue. Now, let me tell you, Mr. Moderator, where Mr. Biya came up with the initiative of community dialogue. After the presidential elections, the post-election crisis that we witnessed, I think it is first of its kind since after 1992. Yes, after 1992, that we witnessed a similar situation happen. Thanks to the brief or the effort of the Minister of Territorial Administration and other government administrative authority, they were able to contain the situation. And the issue of community dialogue, which Mr. Biya said, it came as a result of the elections, the 2025 elections, the result that the Constitutional Council proclaimed. The result that the Constitutional Council proclaimed, especially in the Northwest and Southwest, where the CBDN won in those regions. We all know the figures, we do not like to go back there. It shows that the traditional rulers in those areas, it shows that the political elite in those areas, in those two regions and those communities, it shows that the administrative authorities in those areas, it shows that even the stakeholders in those areas, they listened to this to their subject or to the people in those areas, because the result is a direct reflection to that. At least the politicians, they could go down during the campaign and talk to their denizens, and they listen to them, and that is why they gave them 100% victory. They gave 100% victory, and this gave President Paul Biya the assurance that, oh, these people, the people in this area could listen to these politicians. The people, yes, the people in this area could listen to the chief. Remember, President Biya had received the traditional ruler in the build up to presidential election, and after the discussion with this group of persons from those areas, the traditional, the economic operators, you can name the rest. So the result that came out after the presidential election made the president to be convinced that these persons or these people could listen to the people. Yes. And you know that when you are in a community that you are an influencer, that you speak and people listen to you, it's a great step that you can be used to quell a situation. And that is why on December 31st, the head of state came out and said that, and urged administrative authorities, traditional rulers, stakeholders in peace, in promotion of peace, stakeholders in economic operators, that go back and engage in community dialogue so that they can resolve this. I think it's on this basis that the President of the Republic came out with a concept of community dialogue. Okay. That is it. And unfortunately, what has the result of the community dialogue been? since the president urged this personality, I have not seen my traditional rulers in my division to the field. In fact, they are not even there. They are all in Yaoundé.
They are waiting for election.
Yes, they are waiting. Yes, I have not seen the same political, the same politician who came down during presidential election to convince voters to vote for CPTN overwhelmingly.
But so the communities we have quarter heads, we have chiefs, we have quarter heads, we have traditional rulers, we have municipal actors. So don't you think that those are people who are nearer to the populace?
Those are the people I'm trying to explain here. I'm saying that I have not seen any of these persons that you have mentioned here engage in the dialogue which the President of the Republic urged them to do. Okay. So it comes down to the question that do these people actually have that authority over those people they govern?
Okay, but at least after all this, we have some scenario of peace that has been ongoing. Maybe there might be some community dialogue that maybe it's in the sacred, and it has, just as you said, Cameroon movement has been on the field, at least to do something.
No, we are on the field mobilizing Cameroonians, implanting our units, preparing for next electoral activities. But you permit me to come back to what Mr. Sinjo said. I have been talking about influencer who won 100%. I'm yet to see a community where they have voted Mr. Bia up to 40%. They reached Maro, that is it with the result of the election. Children of God should not sit before camera like this and allow their heart to say things that the ancestors can be angry with. How can Mr. Sinjo on broad daylight like this be talking about a community in Cameroon when Mr. Bia won with 100%? Now, in the northwest and the southwest, that is why we had staunch CPDM militants resign at the heart of the election. Not once, not twice, and even after the election. And their complaint was that for their entire life, they don't want to partake, they don't want their hands to be soiled in election malpractice.
Okay.
Election were rigged in the northwest and the southwest.
Let's come now to this.
I start feeling that you are uncomfortable with my presence on the panel.
Okay. Just
you are talking about the community dialogue, and I'm trying to tell you of conflict, and the context of the conflict has we voted inside Chihuahua. What is inside?
No. What I'm trying to ask
so there is no community where Mr. Bia won 100%. Can we agree that one?
Let me know. What do you think can be done to trigger this community dialogue in order that we solve this problem where we see so many signals, we see so many things happening? So what do you think can be done?
Mr. Bia should retire. That is what Cameroonian has of it. He should speak the truth of the balance.
Now we are talking in the community. Now what should like the quarter head, the traditional rulers, the municipal council do because they are nearer?
We are in a highly presidential system. In this system, Mr. Bia is like a god. He decides about life and death of every individual. So to think that a quarterhead, a divisional, have you not heard about the case of Tigray? Tigray, where the community just got angry, let me tell you, mining issues. So the population were angry that they are allowing these expatriates, Chinese and others, to come and explore the natural minerals, including gold. So, and it was happening with the complicity of the local administrators.
So what they decided to do is that they went at night when this local administrator was sleeping and set their house ablaze. It's not a practice that we encourage.
Yeah.
But these are some of the excesses that the people have come to live with. People are angry because of malgovernance. People are angry because the way things are supposed to go is not how it's been handled. So I'm citing the case of say that there is one manifestation that if the people were in common accord with the local administrators, you cannot have this kind of practices. How can you imagine that a house is set ablaze with its content? They are talking about a divisional officer who died, his wife, and his 3 kids. This is not things that we are happy hearing, but it's because a man has obsessively refused to respect the truth of the ballot.
Okay. Now,
so in community of the Northwest and the Southwest, where you want us to give the pretense, to sit here and pretend that our local chief can actually advance the process of the peace process. It's not possible, because they are also looking for what to eat. They have reduced them to auxiliary of the administration. They are on salary, and so they are puppet of the local administrators. So they cannot sit somewhere where the governor wants something and they even propose an alternative. They don't have that mandate. Most of them are selling their land. I remember weeks ago, the divisional officer of Boya went to Bova, or he was Bokova. You heard me. There was a land crisis then. The people were shouting at him, almost shaming him. Let me come. You're talking about community dialogue. Let me come. One more. You give me chance. Let me at least play 2 words.
Yes.
So
people can never have one.
Let me come. So he came back and wrote. Somebody wrote on his behalf that it's because the local chief, the indigent, have sold the land, and he is just here to come and oversee. Thank you. So what are we saying? That even the local chief that could mediate between the people and the local administrators have their hand all soaked into financial constraints. They are looking for what to eat, and the whole country is ungoverned. So please don't count on me to be part of those who tell you that there's anything happening in our community. The people are now wise. People are focused, looking for what to eat, looking for money to send their children to school, and they know that anytime death can come their way. They don't care. So my brother, we are here to tell Cameroonians, especially those who went to the poll on October the 12th, that the only peace that can exist between you and the country is that of your mind. That you remember that fateful day when you went and plunged and voted Issa Chiroma Bakari. You were not voting as if you were throwing that vote, but in a dustbin where you don't want to come back to. It was a love message. Yes, some of you voted for. Let me talk to those who voted for Chiroma now.
No,
we have a problem. Community dialogue.
Yes, I'll come back to you. Let me take Sinjo now. Maybe when we take some rounds to conclude this topic and get to the next. Now we are looking at this community dialogue that maybe so many have seen that it is some kind of a solution, because according to those who are trying to promote it, see that the local administrators, local politicians, the traditional rulers and their quarter heads have started gaining the confidence of the populace. Now, if they have started gaining the confidence of the populace, now what do you think can be done at this time to make sure that they remove some of these armed boys from the bushes, and maybe they come back to the society to make sure that they start living a normal life? Because we know that if they have gained the consciences of the common man, of the community, it's easy now to like remove some of these guys from the bushes.
Yes, you know, I said it from the beginning that if you notice the incident that happened post-election violence in Douala, where some of local administrators, the DOs, they descended down to the street, and they engaged in dialogue with the angry youths. They talked to them, explained the situation to them, and some economic operators. And gradually we noticed that the situation was arrested. Now, when you look at the situation in the Northwest and Southwest, it is a complex situation. Truth be told, from 2016 at the start of the crisis to 2026, we are now, the situation has improved. Security has improved. People are going about with their business activities, the rate had improved. When you look at our major towns, let me say Limbe, in fact those major towns, but the situation seems to be very complex and difficult at the hinterlands or in our villages. We still find it very pronounced. Those that have taken up arms, their presence are still very, very much felt in those areas.
But can we say yes, somehow minimal as at now?
Of course, it's minimal because what we have now is just kidnapping, demand of ransom. That is the most things that. But the killings, you know, the burning of schools, the burning of public structures, the kidnapping of students, I think it has greatly reduced. So, but now what
should
we have,
that be? Yes, maybe thanks to community dialogue.
Of course, community dialogue has been really working, and that is why I said the 2025 presidential election really gave a clear vision to President Paul Biya. Okay. That is why he called for community dialogue, because he realized that the result from 2025 from our community, where he won massively, it was a clear indication that our stakeholders, our politicians, our traditional are actually they actually listen to our people. Now, but Mr. Moderator, you have to understand that the crisis now has taken a shift. Most of those who joined the crisis, they have realized that what they were actually fighting for, it is not what they told them. So most of them, they have laid their arms. We see them every day on a TV where they have laid their arms because they actually know.
But now,
but now what has the community dialogue has not really been very, very engaging. Okay. But what has contributed to the fact that those who have taken up arms, they have beginning to realize the truth of the matter. Yeah, but again, there have been some community dialogue because I have some few persons who have been there. But our local administrators, our traditional rulers, who they are not taking refuge in some other areas, they cannot even fully engage in community dialogue because most of them, they are out of it. Most of the DOs, the local administrators in those areas, yes, they find it very difficult to even communicate to them because, you know, the guys have taken up arms, and you know it is a very difficult situation which we are managing on. But I think there is a need to add more force as far as that community dialogue.
Yes, while they are adding the force, before I get to Jomo Siri here, while they are adding to the force, we know very well that some of these guys were easily convinced because maybe unemployment, they had nothing doing, and they saw the opportunity of bringing. After all this dialogue, and maybe people start understanding, what do you think can be done to make sure that, because they cannot remove these guys from the bushes, they just come and sit like that. We know the DDR center is there, and they cannot dialogue. There are some other people who are not in the bushes, but they are hungry and so on. Now, what do you think can be done to, one, upgrade the economy and maybe the lifestyle of Cameroonians because that will be the solution to keep these people comfortable. What do you think?
Yes, I think it's a very good question. I think we all know the cause of this crisis and reason why the young person have taken up arms against the state and against their own persons, because now it is not only the state they are targeting. You know, people cannot go back to their villages, people cannot go back to their communities because of fear of being attacked. I think there is that growing concern that the people of these two regions somehow were being marginalized, and both economically, socially, and you name the rest. I think the state has what it takes to build the economic in this region. When you build the economic in this region, when you build the social sector in this region, that is the first point which the state need to first of all show. I very much appreciate, Mr. Moderator, the crisis in these two regions, Northwest and Southwest, the situation is very, very more complex in the Northwest than the Southwest region. Yeah, when you look at the Northwest regions, when you look at the development, the Norway has the highest abandoned project because of security, because of the security situation. And at the start of January, in the middle of January, we noticed that the Norwest has been experiencing some facelift in terms of the infrastructural development.
A grand chantier.
Yes, a grand chantier. And we have been following from the news. This has been the dealers in this region, especially in Bamenda city, they have been having a sign of relief already. So their mindset is already changing, because the road has a very important tool to play. Yeah, you know that the road that they were there, the bad state of the road, the guys that took Pickups arm, they were taking advantage of the bad state of the road. They could easily come and navigate into quarters, and carry their activities. So you see that, thank God, the head of state, the government, have realized that the Northwest region, particularly Bamenda, has been neglected in terms of road infrastructure. Look at Nkambe Ndu. If you visit Nkambe Ndu now, you realize that the infrastructure development has changed completely. Someone described Nkambe Ndu as the Dubai in the Northwest region.
Yeah, recently we saw what the mayor was doing.
What the mayor is doing. So what I'm driving here is that the government will take its responsibility to make sure that they provide the economic activities, they revamp the economic activities, they make sure that they provide a stable political environment. I think once that is done, there is that need, for the citizens of this region to be able to integrate, and for those who have taken on arms to be able to say, okay, I'm going to lay down my arms. This is the economic that is pumping for me to be able to pick up, for me to be able to integrate back in the society. So I think this is what I have as my own perspective as far as government needs to do.
Okay, Jonas, let me also get there. What do you think after maybe this dialogue must have taken place, people have started understanding? What do you think should be done to sustain maybe and maybe upgrade their stay to make sure, because we know very well that some of them have been going wayward because of no jobs, no opportunities to live good life?
I want to seize this opportunity to send my condolences again to the family of the Mbororo community that were attacked somewhere around Batibo some weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago. These are signs to show that there have been no community dialogue. Nothing is happening in the Northwest and the Southwest.
That's why we are saying that suggests what do you think can be done to affect this? Because all of us are into it. It might be you tomorrow, but if you give a suggestion now, maybe that suggestion will go a long way to help.
The people in power have no intention to solve the crisis. Rather, it's been 10 years now. We are about celebrating.
And we know Cameroon Renaissance movement has.
That means every small statement. I'm putting 5 for you. Are putting 5. Moderator, please give me the chance to talk. Yeah. So I was saying that the Mr. Biya regime have no intention to solve the Anglophone crisis. The proof is that when they had to organize the major national dialogue, they turned it into a monologue where they were talking to themselves, and the bureau of CPDM, Tabe Ayok and the others were a stone throw in the Konengi prison. They could not even send taxi. They could not even call a taxi to go and pick them.
I just asked, what do you think can be done to like make the lives of the common man, of the people, to be more comfortable, to make sure that what you're saying, because now you just said, no, wait, I'm coming to something. If you are given the opportunity today, as I'm giving you now, what do you think should be done, or what is Cameroon Renaissance movement suggesting that it can be done to make sure that the lives of these people become better? What suggestion do you have?
Cameroonians are not stooge. They have learned to adapt by reading the message on the wall. And the message on the wall has been clear that Mr. Biya has no intention to stop the crisis. His only intention is to be using this crisis and rigging election.
How can you stop it? How can you? Maybe, what do you think?
If you don't allow me to learn, how will you understand the wisdom I'm coming with? Just give me the benefit of doubt. Just tell yourself that, okay, what if you learn and something positive come out of it? So this is what I was saying. They have been using the crisis to rig election. So you should be a fool to open a business and see how it is helping you to be making illegal wins, and you want to earn it. They don't care. If we care, we kill ourselves among ourselves. They don't give a damn. And the proof is that the October the 12th sees a result that were coming from here. I'm telling you that some CPT and faithful Christian and Muslim believers, they left the CPT and they said, no. They don't want their name to enter the record book of God, that they participated in rigging election for giving another 8th mandate to Mr. Biya. So I will not sit here and be fooling my brothers and sisters. I came here to cry for those who are illegally detained, and to also say that those who recently died because they have reprisal from armed fighters, I'm here to wipe your tears and to tell you that we have been reading the letters on the walls. We will not sit here and pretend that there's any community dialogue going on anywhere. Nothing is happening.
Okay.
And let me learn, Mr. Moderator.
But I was expecting you to give some solution.
Solution we have been living among ourselves. That's what I'm trying to tell you that Cameroonians are people who are good at adaptation.
Yeah, we are in that difficulty. So if you are giving,
so how have we been adapting? How have we been adapting? We have learned to understand that there are multiple ways. If you read now, there's something that is going on. They are calling Project C. Project C is mostly championed by Cameroonian intellectuals that have worked and retired. I'm talking in the light of Elliot Smith, Eric Chinje, Mimi Mefo. They regularly hold meetings because they understood that going to the arms cannot solve the Anglophone problem. And the power in place, Mr. Biya and his clique, they cannot do anything for the people. So what they are doing is they are educating the people. It's only through education. It's only through emancipation. Once we understand that, sitting and expecting the people in place who want to take advantage of our condition to keep rigging election and giving us the impression that they are genuine, it is needless. So they need raw information like the one I'm giving them, that take care of yourself. If your primary source of income is agriculture, double on it. Sending children to school has never failed. It is one of the most sure way that we have been surviving for the past 10 years. Our children previously that could not go to school, some have flee away. We have sent them to different towns, and that is how we have to keep middling until we see an end to this regime. Because if you think that this regime is going to solve this crisis, then that's another way of imputing pains on yourself, because it's not happening anytime soon.
Okay, maybe our viewers maybe they have been expecting that, okay, what suggestion can this man give so that we have to resolve? Okay, maybe if you have any last word for this topic.
I just want to indicate that the October 12th 2025 presidential election has come and gone, Mr. Moderator. And the Constitutional Council have declared the elections. And the winner has been declared. I think Cameroonians now are looking for another 7-year mandate. But what is at hand now, which Cameroonians are preparing, is the twin elections that are coming up, which is a very key election in in the political life of Cameroon. Yes. Just like my colleague and brother there, I think the Cameroon has a laid down guidelines, which is through election that the president can be taken off the office, and there is no time for us belaboring a situation that has passed. I think we should be looking forward and giving our cent or our little contribution to Cameroonians who are watching now, what we need to do, to move ahead. Yes. I think the only way in a democratic state, in a Republican state, to take off a government is through the ballot box. I understand there have been a lot of challenges which we are aware, and we criticize that, and we cannot keep criticizing that and going. So what we expect now is that the coming days, which President Paul Biya announced to us, the coming days are not coming. We expect that the coming days should come faster, so that let's see the new team that is going to put in place, if it's going to remove Cameroon from this problem that we're facing. I'm not in any way trying to downplay on the issues raised by my colleague over there, Mr. Siri, about the challenges Cameroon is facing. But I think what we have now is to focus ahead, rather than blaming the elections, blaming the Paul Biya on or thinking about who won and who did not want. So we need to move ahead, Mr. Moderator.
Okay, we need to move ahead, dear viewers. Without waste of time, we shall just go to the next topic, that we shall be looking at the upcoming municipal election, the expected upcoming municipal election. Cameroonians know that the mandate expired sometime last year, and the President of the Republic constitutionally had to extend their mandate. And so this time they are expecting that in the days ahead, the President of the Republic will call on the polls. And so we shall be looking at the expected upcoming municipal election and parliamentary elections. What stakes with the situation as at now? And I was asking, okay, I just finished with you. Let me go to Cyril. Now, this upcoming election, the municipal election, we see maybe to an extent no activity as compared to the presidential election, especially the opposition parties, as people are expecting. What is really the problem?
Activities are going on, Mr. Moderator. As we talk, the MRC nationwide has already implanted almost all their units, and implantation is going on. I want to use this opportunity for those who are following us from the northern part of the country. Amadou Muta, he just registered up to 1,000 militants under the MRC. And the process here in Boya, we are recruiting every day. The regime have taught us to learn to keep our strategy quiet. Yes. They should only get up and see the kind of landslide result we gave them on October the 12th. Yeah. Because they took Cameroonians for fools and thought that everything will come and be blowing on the media. But we also learn. So activities are going on, but we cannot exhibit them the way the CPTN does with
that euphoria that we saw during the presidential election, that euphoria before the declaration of polls, even that euphoria that was there, we are not seeing it now.
Camto has used one strategy. Before October the 12th, he was almost, if not the lone politician on the national landscape who almost every month organized at least one press conference. What was the result? Mr. Clement Tangana had no shame to acknowledge the rigging of the Minad website to change Mr. Anisejo's Ekale of blessed memory.
Well, he just
so
it's what that he saw.
Wait,
just that
when I'm
it's
talking,
what he saw on the website
yes,
that he was
when I'm talking, you will not give me a chance to place what.
No.
So he decided that, okay, if I'm organizing press conferences every week and these people are instead plotting against me, maybe let me sit me quiet. But the fact that he's quiet does not mean that he's soldiers. We have what we call foot soldiers on the floor. Even last week, I was at my 17 campaigning for Cameroonian to go and register on the electoral list. You will regularly see me with a loudspeaker carrying it on the street of Moriko, calling my brothers to go and register. That is our only hope. So you cannot say that activities are not going on.
Okay, Jomo.
Just that we cannot do it the way the CPDM does, okay, with our state funds. Okay. In our own private house, they will go to mountain hotels and organize their meeting there.
Jomo, now let's look at something. You are talking of Cameroon Renaissance movement, and we are talking concerning this election that we are expecting. But you keep on talking of Maurice Kamto in the Cameroon Renaissance movement when we understand that it's no more your military.
Oh, maybe you are giving me the floor to update Cameroonian. On the 23rd of December, Maurice Kamto was plebiscited back at the head of MRC. So as I talk, he is the national chairman of the Cameroon Renaissance movement.
He will haven't seen any document. Because we saw to it that you come back. We saw to it that there were some militants who said by the constitution, if he has to come back, then he has to start from the floor level before climbing. So how can he just come back as
people will always have things to say? The most important thing for you as a politician, yes, is to make sure you are on a course of action. That is why when you invite me for a program like this, I come, because I know though everyone too what you are going to intervene, but my responsibility is to be here and talk. That is how politics is. Never waste your time thinking that as they are disturbing you, obstructing your way, you will not act. No. Instead, the people are not fool. They are watching. They are decisive. When the true election will come, you will see. When you put my face like that, people will go and vote for me. Then you say that it's magic. No, it's not magic, because they are following. Though they cannot shout like in a normal country for fear of their job, for fear of their children, for fear of their security, but when they have the chance to decide in the ballot, they decide. Okay. And now we are here to empower them that please, this time around we are not only deciding because it's local election. Okay, any man fight for himself. No, but I'm about to land. If you gonna stop my plane on the air like this, so I'm saying that we have to vote and defend our vote this time around. Okay. To have a vibrant young person to lead us, okay, to take all the bullets in our own place, and to make sure that he drive us to that prosperity land that we all deserve.
Okay. Now, Sinjo, we are looking at the expected upcoming municipal election, but amidst uncertainty, political uncertainty, where we'll see to it that Chiruma Bakari and his party, the FSNC, there's that confusion. He said they are not going in, and some militants feel like they have to go in. It will come with the situation of the Cameroon Renaissance movement, whereby some people feel that the head of the party can no more stand as the head of the party because he first of all left to somewhere else. And we'll see in situations like in the presidential election, the uncertainties, those are things that I'm trying to bring up. Do you think it will be possible, because we saw how these parties were frustrated during the presidential election, whereby they could not partake, especially Maurice Kamto and his party. So during this municipal election, what do you foresee when we have this instability?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. I want to begin by saying that the municipal election and the parliamentary elections, to me, are key election in Cameroon. because that is where we get to elect our mayors or our local administrators. Then we elect our parliamentarians as well, those who represent us at the parliament. And this election was postponed by a presidential decree for 18 months. Yeah, that was in 2025, largely because of the fact that 2025 was characterized with elections, presidential election, regional council elections, and well, the postponement was received with a lot of criticisms, especially within the political class, because we all know what that postponement had caused those who were running for the
presidential. It was constitutionally right.
Yeah, it was constitutional right. You know that the municipal elections is a base where candidates or presidential elections, they believe that their victory at the presidential election normally depends at the base. That said, I very much like the way my friend, my brother, Mr. Jomo Siri, is talking and encouraging Cameroonians to register and vote. And the fact that he has even indicated that MRC has already had over 1,000 plus militants who have enrolled with the LECAM. I really appreciated that, because before the in 2025, I remember in our last platform that we met, he openly said supported his party chairman Maurice Kamto, that the MRC is not going to take part in municipal elections. Remember very well. And in that platform, I advised him to call his chairman and for them to reconsider their position. Yeah. And so I really appreciate the fact that this time around he is encouraging Cameroonians. It shows that they are really preparing. They have know the days ahead. Yes, what decision they have learned from their mistakes, which is good. It's good to learn from your mistakes, and when you learn from your mistakes, you grow and you are strong. Now, what are the stakes? I think, like you said, what are the stakes as we Cameroonians are getting up for the announcement of the municipal and parliamentary elections? The first thing is that security challenge. Okay. Yeah, security challenge is at stake as far as this election is concerned, especially in the northwest and southwest. Now, the people now in the ground now seem to have been doing the line.
During the presidential election, at least, if things could go well the way it went, because the tense atmosphere that people were forecasting, it wasn't the way it was. So, do you think there will be that insecurity this time?
No. When I'm talking about security challenge, we know during the last presidential election, there were things, but nothing actually happened. We didn't. I think the first time we didn't hear of any kidnap. I think if maybe one or two. But again, I think I didn't hear so much as compared to the last presidential election in 2018. Okay. But now, what I'm talking about, the security challenge on ground is that there is that always we noticed in the last presidential election, the fear of the unknown, which greatly affected, which contributed to voters' apathy, which contributed to which actually would discourage people to go out to vote. Yeah. That is the stake. That is the challenge I'm talking about here. Yeah, because I foresee, especially as we are coming about municipal election, who has to do in our local councils. So we the first step we have to take into consideration, because the crisis is still there. That is why the President Paul Biya has to call for a dialogue, community dialogue. So the crisis is still there, lingering in our communities, in our villages. Yes. So I foresee the first step, which is the security challenge. Okay. Yeah, then I look at division among the political parties, especially the opposition. Then the so-called war, what I will call the Bafia dance among opposition party for before, for back. Now, what do I mean by that? We understand opposition party are already coming up. They are going to boycott the municipal, parliamentary and municipal election. Yeah. And we have the party of Issa Chiroma. And I want to say that most opposition party, they are not learning from the mistakes. In 1992, when the charismatic, emblematic politician, I'm talking of Ni John Fundi, of blessed memory, boycotted the elections. And since then, he has never boycotted any election. He learned from his mistakes. And I remember where, in one of his outings, Ni John Fundi regretted the fact that he made a mistake. He boycotted the election, and we all know the result of that. In 2018, is it 2018, when MRC of Professor Maurice Kanto boycotted the elections, the council election, and we saw the effect that it had on MRC. At the time where most MRC militants resigned, militants resigned because they had plans to become mayors. They had plans to go to the parliament so that they can continue to put forth the ideology, because it's only at the parliament. And now MRC has learned from their mistakes. Like I said, the presentation of Mr. Siri it shows that they have learned their mistakes and they are not going to boycott the election. And it is shocking that Issa Chiroma of the National Salvation Party is now talking about boycott when he's just coming from a presidential election where he has gained momentum. So he was supposed to go in for that election, maintain that momentum at a level at the grassroots level. That is what we expected from him. And now he's talking about boycott. It shows that Issa Chiroma too has not learned from the mistake that the SF did. Issa Chiroma has not learned from the mistake of the MRC, and he wants to still make the same mistake. So that is why I say the opposition are doing a Bafia dance again. That is what they have been doing. And of course, I see another stake which in this election, Mr. Moderator, the continuous dominance of the current of the current party in government, which is the CPDN. Especially, there is that Bafia dance among the opposition. Especially,
what do you think will give them the opportunity for the dominance this time? Because municipal parliamentary is like it's not as complicated as presidential. It's not as so universal as the presidential.
Yes, it will give the dominance. It is no news that CPDN has the highest number of seats in parliament. It is no news that CPDN has the highest councillor, the highest mayors, even the city council. So what I'm saying that as of now, that opposition, they are supposed to be working harder. So we expect the opposition to be working harder now. I was asking my very good friend, Mr. Siri of Kamala, that what is the plan of MRC? MRC, is this going to boycott? What are MRC doing? So as of now, that we are not seeing anything that the opposition are doing. CPDN have already gone back to the drawing board after the presidential election, while the opposition, they are still struggling to defend their vote in the last presidential election.
Okay. Let me come to Cyril. Cyril, you know, in the past time, especially during this presidential election, before, we realized that the opposition, even on platforms, on media, they were always criticizing themselves, always fighting themselves, rather than maybe fighting the regime. Because if they are opposition, then they should be there against the regime. But we see that the oppositions are mainly fighting against themselves. What strategy at this time?
Mr. Moderator, they don't discuss strategy on air, talk less of political strategy in a country with 43 years of dictatorship. Mr. Biya is one of the greatest tyrant in the world.
Please.
No. Tyranny means what?
Yes, I understand.
He has centralized. No, you should be able to define things.
No, what I wish to say is that
after this, they can take it to the court of the law. Let me explain so that when they cut this tape and give them the. This is what I'm saying. He has centralized power in a way that every administrator have what we call his own local church. Then he is a man God. But that's not the question you asked me. So we don't discuss strategy on air. Instead,
so what I'm asking now is it going to repeat itself whereby oppositions, instead of maybe standing together, they were instead being against it? And we saw the result of the presidential election. So
I want to tell Cameroonian, it's because of you that I came, my people, my lovely people of Boya and the Southwest. I want to tell you that nowhere in the world can you obtain opposition together. Nowhere. So journalists should not be luring you into love stories. You know that when you become a father, you understand that love is a mirage. It doesn't exist. You must fire your pocket before you talk about love. So union of opposition doesn't exist. It is an imagination. It is fantasy. People are dreaming of an ideal. It doesn't exist. This is what exists. What exists is that Mr. Abia cook up some political figures and make them look like opposition. They are not opposite. They are opposing what? Where? Non-electoral season, you see them running up and down and looking for their contract. During electoral season, you see them occupy the major front lines of TV stations. Is that what made them a politician? This is what we are doing on air. You will have downloaded some of those my picture that I go to the Munya, and I'm calling on people to go and register on the electoral list. That is the job of a politician. Where whenever there is a crisis like the one you cited here, we will go and denounce them on platforms that are open to us, just like what I'm doing here today. Have you ever seen a CPDN representative here? If they come, is on assignment to come and fool you again. No. The job of a politician is to make sure that he stands by you, especially when he has no interest. What's my interest to be here? Mr. Moderator, in the opposition, the reason why there cannot be union is because some are representative of the ruling party that are in between the opposition to play a troubled game. Once you understand that, you should focus on those who boycott election, and that is why I want to join Mr. Sinjo, my learned colleague on the platform, who said that political parties are never learning from what he called mistake. Please, it's not a mistake. Yes, it's not a mistake.
The word is making you want to.
Oh, I'm coming, except you want to cut me off the air.
No.
So, why is it not a mistake? Because these people are logical. For those who did a little bit of philosophy, you must follow from the premises before the conclusion.
What is the logic in boycotting?
I'm still talking. So,
yes,
you are coming out from a presidential election where you won and your election was stolen. There is no jurisdiction, both national and the international, that can reinstate your position. What do? You have a conscience. Your conscience tells you that, okay, to show that you are not okay with the proceeding, stay out of it. Will you call that a betrayal? To who? It's your conscience that is dictating that move. No, you said that, from the way I've spoken today, so that MRS is going for election. That is your own conclusion. You made it on yourself. And that is why I say non-philosophers should not blame philosophers for philosophical indigestion. The things I'm saying here is that the MRC is on the ground helping Cameroonians know their rights, to make sure that they hit the stone when it's still warm, to make sure that they should not be like those on October the 12th who say, hey, had I known, I would have registered. Because all the time I was going from one platform to the other, calling on them that a party, a voter card is not heavy. It's just like your ID card. In short, you can slot in the same post where you put your ID card, and it will make no change if you have it and don't vote, but have it first. So it's the same message I brought here today, that please, if Chuma party says he's not going from election, please see that like a logical follow-up to the fact that they won election, it was weak, and so as faithful people of God, they say that they want to follow their mind, and until the election, you cannot say they have boycotted. As for MRC, we are so focused and sweating on the field because this is not time. We don't know how to talk about food when we are still cooking. So this is a cooking moment. We are focused. Some are chopping firewood, some are putting fire, some are looking for kerosene. That is our work now. Why people are designing flyer online? When you enter social media now, you are confused whether there is where in the world. Côte d'Ivoire. That's what I'm going to learn. Côte d'Ivoire. Gbagbo parties not go for the local elections, and they are having the same cry like in Cameroon. Bobby Wine in Uganda, do you think he will go for local election? He cannot go. Tanzania with Shalulu, do you think the opponent there, they are going to go for election? Read over Africa, my brother. What they call constitutional order, what they call democracy, is a quagmire.
Okay, let me
just, it is there to serve the people who have power and keep dominating. Why they select some few and make them pontists?
Okay, let me just ask this. The reasons that made the Cameroon Renaissance movement to boycott elections, and maybe the other like SDF and so on, those reasons
we call the electoral hold up,
yes, and before they are going in now.
Well, okay,
because if they cried for maybe some fouls during maybe the election and constitutional constitution that is tying them down, those things have not been changed. So what is making them to go in now?
Politics is like marriage. It's only those who are inside who understand.
Okay.
Those who are outside will keep reading when you are happy and when you are not. Okay. But this is how politics go. In the morning, a politician can tell you something. By afternoon, if he change, he will have no shame to tell you that, bro, I'm going by like this. So please, the condition that the MRC put in 2020 for boycotting the twin election was electoral hold-up, Anglophone crisis, and political prisoners. Are we there? 2026, what has changed? Nothing.
And they are going, they will show
nothing has changed. Will they go? Will they not go? We are on the field asking Cameroonians to go and have possession of their voters card. Do you have a problem with that, Mr. Moderator?
Okay. I was just trying to know, let viewers know whether those problems have been solved before they have.
Whether it's solved or not, if they are going, he has no problem because it's like a couple, it's like a marriage.
Okay.
It is the reading on the wall that tell you how to act, not the people who are observing from outside. And always be careful with political analysts. All their own reading stories and narratives. They have no idea what it takes to go and mobilize people on the field to register. They have no idea what it takes to go and run a campaign. So please, all these things have implication. And it's because of those implications sometimes that will take some of this stance. That is what political analysts won't understand.
Okay, Sinjo, let us look at the presidential election that just passed, not too long. The municipal parliamentary we are expecting, if the constitution or it will be respected. So we are expecting it. Now, if you see what happens during the presidential election, where this result has never happened for the 43 years of the ruling of President Paul Biya and the CPDM, it has never, whereby they went so down. And so what do you forecast as far as this municipal election is concerned, of which it is that directs suffrage more than that of the presidential election? Because during the presidential election, you see that what the opposition had with Chiroma that never happened compared to what President Paul Biya or the CPDM have. Now, what do you foresee in this municipal election that some people feel that they had taught the ruling party a lesson, and now the time has come when they have to take maybe the parliament and the seat in the municipality?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Before I respond to your question, I want to correct my learned colleague. Some in his presentation exaggerated. First of all, to say that there is no any place in the world where we have not had opposition in coalition or coming together, it's a lie. check South Africa, check Czech Republic.
Name the party.
Where? Go and check their position there. Into where?
Name the party.
I didn't interrupt you now. Yes, there's no time constraint, so I just want to. I'm giving you to go and check. Good enough. You are jotting down notes. Go and check this country. Now, and
presently,
yes.
even I think in neighboring Nigeria, we find
the
opposition have started coming.
What have they achieved?
No, when I'm coming. No, you said that it has never existed, and it is now. Yes, yes. So politicians, they are good at writing. Now, he says he mentioned something that he mentioned something. I think is okay about boycott.
Yeah.
See, take it from me now or you leave it. There is no rationale behind any boycott. There is no reason why you should boycott an election. Boycotting an election, it has a far-reaching effect not only on the political party,
yes,
but on the militants who have political aspiration. Okay. When people join a political party, they have an aspiration where to be in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. Okay. And so when a political party refuses to partake in any elections, they are destroying their aspiration. Now, the voters, those that are sympathizing with you, those that are voting for you, or Cameroonians have aspiration. They expect that they want change. And when they expect that, when they have already seen a green light in a political party, that this is a party that I think I can align my vision, my aspiration with, to be able to see that the situation of my community is ameliorated, improved upon, and you keep going front and back. You said that you are boycotting the election because of political hold-up, because you want to contest for a presidential election you did not win. Why are you boycotting a municipal election? Then when a presidential election comes up and you want to take part in, why didn't you also boycott the presidential election? Why do you only want to boycott the municipal election? And what I have said here every time with that number, that municipal elections and parliamentary elections are key elections in any political life of a country. Boycotting election, in fact, municipal elections are the elections that the common people speak to their mayors. Yeah. They address their concerns to their mayors. They address their aspirations, their worries to their parliamentarians. How many Cameroonians speak to the president?
Yeah.
Mr. Moderator, I can tell you that I can walk into the mayor of their office and talk to him. I voted for him. I can go to the parliamentarian of my constituency, Honorable Balome, and talk to him. I meet him on the street every day.
Okay.
So how do you expect that? How many Cameroonians can talk to the president? So that's why I'm saying that municipal and parliamentary elections are key elections. Those are the elections that Cameroonians are yearning for. So when you boycott election, especially municipal and important election as common municipal parliamentary election, you boycott because your vote was stolen, because electoral reforms. To me, you are not helping the situation. You are not helping the situation. Back to your question, Mr. Moderator. You asked a question on looking at 2025 presidential election, yes, and the upcoming municipal and parliamentary election that we have. That what can I make?
Yes, because during the presidential election, because I'm trying to look at the two.
Yes.
During the presidential election, we saw to it that the opposition came up very strong.
Very strong.
And it has never happened in the life of the CPDM, especially President Paul Biya, that they went so low.
Yes.
They have always been at that 80-90%. But this time they went so low.
Yes.
And what do you foresee as far as this municipal election is concerned? Because this is a time where the opposition are thinking that what they showed the ruling party or the populists, that's what they are going to do.
Yes, I think the results of the last presidential election took everyone aback, especially the ruling party, the CPDM. They themselves were not expecting that performance. They were expecting that performance
from the opposition.
From the opposition, and they were not expecting Cameroonian to respond like that massively towards the opposition, especially in key towns and cities like Douala, like Buea. We all saw the Akome and Buea, so they were not expecting. And I want to say that Cameroonians have that same momentum that they have for the presidential election. The momentum is there, but the truth is that oppositions, they are going to kill that momentum. First, those who sympathize with FSNC of Issa Chiroma Bakari, do you think that they find it appealing? They are happy that Issa Chiroma Bakari has come out to say that they are not going to take part in election. I mean, the anxiety is already dying down.
So are you saying that you switch to MRC? Or
MRC has not even declared intention that they are even going to contest. He has even debunked my presentation. I was even saying that he hasn't even come to say they are going to. So we are just hoping. We are just assuming that maybe they might switch to MRC. But MRC too is part of the Bafia dance that have been dancing front and back. Yes. So at this now, Cameroonians are confused. Cameroonians who have been yearning for change, who believe that maybe they want a change. They are confused, and that is why I said the dominance of the CPDN will continue to be maintained. Because as I speak, CPDN has gone back to the drawing board. They are working from day one. They are rich as
what has happened?
What are the opposition doing?
But he just said they are on the field.
They are on the field. On the field, we pay. So let the re-strategize and declare to run for the municipal election. They should not boycott, because from all his presentation from my very good friend, I can sense from it that they just want to repeat history. But I don't pray they should repeat history again.
Okay, Jomo, we are about to round up this program, and if you have any other presentation as far as this topic is concerned.
Of course, my projections are not apocalyptic like that of Mr. Sinjo. I'm seeing a glorious future. I'm seeing a future where serious political party of the opposition are going to vying in for the election and make Cameroonians happy. I'm seeing that even more people are going to participate in the twin election that is coming up. Okay. My assurance is because I don't sleep at home. I spend time on the street calling on Cameroonians that I could not reach last time to go and pick their voters' cards. I'm not blowing grammar.
But we saw your party last time.
Most people confuse politics. Most people confuse politics with comedy. Being on social media and ranting all day round or on a media platform does not make one a politician. You must be on the field helping Cameroonians to have the necessary tools to enable them perform their political duty. And that is what we are doing. Mr. Mojoto, at least, I would have wished that from time to time you should even side with me to say that this is what every politician was supposed to be doing now. Not beating others on platform.
Anybody here. I cannot cite you.
I have been trashed on this platform just because of I'm trying to tell Cameroonians that we have them at heart.
I am an analyst. I'm not a politician.
Is there any harm I'm doing while telling Cameroonians that the only thing I dream of is them?
Okay.
So now, this is what we are saying. That there is no frustration if Chiroma is not going for this election. Okay. He's just being logical that he won election and he cannot submit to somebody who stole election. That is logic. Now, as of MRC, our champion has given us firm instruction. Go and keep implanting. Spread the gospel of renaissance. Good. Spread the gospel of change. And that's the gospel I'm here spreading.
Good.
That should in no occasion should you give up because the sky is dark. Yes. Because there is a silver lining, and that silver lining is Maurice Okampo.
Okay.
He has said that we should be on the ground. We are on the ground.
Cyril,
announcing that election or without election, we have you at heart.
This same gospel was preached, and at the eve of the election, Maurice Kamto decided that you are not going in. And I can remember at that time in a certain platform, I think you expressed some frustration.
No.
Because you had become so popular that
you want to become a mayor.
You knew that you were to take over Buea
as a mayor.
And so that frustration. Don't you think that this time might still happen on the eve?
What we should be able to tell Boyadinism, check my status back then and now and tell me whether I have become better or worse.
Okay.
Because we should not teach politics of the stomach to my lovely people of Buea. We should teach politics of prosperity. That without or with office, your life is increasing. And that is why I've come here. I do not need the Buea Council to wear a better suit, a better wash. And that's not even what I prefer to show, to speak better than I was doing back then. I used to trek because I had no money to pay transport. Today I can even pay taxi. Those are some of the involvement that you should see.
Okay.
My own success has always been that the people should be more aware of their rights. And that's why throughout this program I've tried to let nobody make you forget that the vote you casted on the 12th of October wasn't a trash you were throwing. It was a love letter you were giving to your leader. Now, this is my own power, share of power I'm giving you to fight for my behalf. And you can imagine if somebody like me, you ever give me that power, I'm going to fight it to the last blood. Because people like me will stand for what we say.
Okay. Sinjo, your last words.
Okay. I want to make my brother Siri to understand that I am not a politician. Politicians support and defend a party ideology to the last. Whether it is good or is not good, that's their role to defend it. So I'm an analyst. My presentation are based on facts and reality and neutral. That's what you have to understand. So your position is well understood. You are to defend your party. Again, I just want to indicate to Cameroonians that I don't know, but I think the electoral register is open and is still ongoing. Cameroonians, many of you cry out during the presidential election that had I known, I would have registered to vote. It is better you register. You have your voter's card in your pocket. You keep it. If there is an election, if you see that there is no your political party is not going in, or a candidate that is not going in that you don't like, it's your right not to vote. And because a candidate might come up, a political party might come up, a candidate for either a council election or parliamentary might come up, which you find their policy very convincing to you. You find their economic, political agenda very convincing to you. You can vote. So don't be at the corner where you will find yourself start regretting. I'm saying this because we made a mistake in presidential election. Parliamentary and municipal election are upcoming immediately when the president will convene it. Register now. Find yourself to the nearest election council branch office. Register. Keep your voter card. When a municipal and parliamentary will come up, those that you find interesting, vote for. Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator.
Thank you so very much for accepting the invitation. Thank you, Jomo.
I just want to add that it is free. So should in no case somebody extort something from you.
Dear viewers, we want to thank you so very much for being part of this program. It has been Jomo Siri, a militant of the Cameroon Renaissance movement of Maurice Kamto, and Sinjo Armstrong, a political analyst. So we want to thank you so very much for being here. We want to thank the technical department for making this program be a success. So I want to inform us that we have this program every weekday from 7 p.m. Every weekday from Monday to Friday from 7 p.m. So expect you to be part of this program, Royal TV is there to serve you. I've been moderator Mwambo William. I'll be back again tomorrow.
Hey, Royal TV viewers, your voice matters, and now we want to hear it louder than ever. We've created a special WhatsApp feedback group just for you. Got opinions about our shows? Suggestions to make Royal TV better? Compliments, complaints, or hot takes? This is your direct line to us. Joining is easy.